What's up, everybody? It's your boy Doody, back again with another video, and this time we're taking a look at our boy Phil's daily rap video from last night after his NyQuil infused Zelda playthrough. Oh my lord, your boy Doody nodded off several times, and I think I've mentioned this before. Your boy Doody suffers from insomnia, and Phil is sure the cure for that insomnia. So whenever I have trouble falling asleep, I just tune into a Zelda stream and it puts your boy Doody right out. So let's get into the video. Let's see what Phil has to say. By the way, this video was like 14 minutes long. Actually, it was longer. It was like 15 minutes long. The first half of it was just him ranting and raving about StreetFighter, which I can care less about. So let's just hear what Phil has to say.
Two other games that I played this week. Diablo 4 made amazing progress. Finished up Acts 4 and 5, and we are halfway through Act 6. We are near the end of the game. People are saying one more stream of Diablo 4, I'm done with it. Of course, the meat of the game is supposed to be post-game. After you beat the story, now all these new dungeons and things open up. But let's be honest, do people really want to see me play more Diablo 4? Or do they want to see me do new stuff because everything's been going on for a month or longer? There's two schools of thought. Some people do want to see me do some post-game in Diablo, and others are just like, nah, you played the story, drop it, let's move on to something else. So we'll see what happens in the next week, but we're at the very end right now. And with Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, similar situation. This week, we wrapped up the whole Lightning Dungeon, which was awesome. Then, we actually went and unlocked the next area of the game, which was the floating island. We went to the floating island and did all the platforming and puzzles there. And then we unlocked, apparently, the final dungeon of the game, which, surprise, was hidden underground all along. And I actually completed almost half of that dungeon tonight on stream. So what people are saying is probably 2 more streams, because if I do real well, I could probably do it in one night stream, but knowing this game and me, it's probably going to take me a couple more streams to beat it. But yeah, we've got the second half of this dungeon, kind of the finale boss, and then we've got this end game run to Ganon, and then the fight with Ganon, and that's the end of the game. So
by the way, oh my lord, I'm probably gonna restream his last stream of this. I'm guessing the fight with Ganon. I think he's underleveled, and he didn't do a lot of the content that you really kind of needed to have what you need to fight the final end boss. And I have a feeling we're gonna get another Kirby. We're gonna get another Kirby here where Phil just rages and he tries on stream to try to beat it, thinking that, you know, he's gonna be able to knock it out in under 2 hours. And there's no way that he's gonna be able to do that. It may take him several streams. And I just have, I don't know what it is, but it just seems like with the hate that Phil has towards this game, I just have a feeling that he's just going to be so fed up and he's just going to say, I'm done, I'm over with this game, and he's just going to quit it. He's going to give it the Kirby treatment. He's going to talk about how it's now, you know, it thinks it's Dark Souls or Demon Souls, and he's just going to stop playing it. I really have that feeling. So check out, I'll post something on my community page. But I'm probably gonna restream that event, because the salt and the cope from Phil is just gonna be epic. I can just see him banning people, screaming at people. The trolls are probably gonna be out harassing him, and it should just be chef's kiss, quality content from Phil.
similarly, excuse me, similarly to Diablo 4, we're right at the end. Another 1 to 2 streams. Looks like we'll be concluding Zelda 2. Alright? The only game we barely played and made almost no progress in was Final Fantasy 16. And there's 2 reasons. Number 1, because the game is so long-winded that every single time I stream it, I barely make any progress. I'll play for 3 hours, and 2 hours is literally cutscene exposition that is boring and doesn't really add anything. And then you'll have 1 hour of high-octane fun where you're in a dungeon, you're fighting unique enemies, there's a cool boss fight, the icons start fighting, there's general, you know, huge plot developments, characters are passing, you know, time lapses are happening, and you're like, wow, if only that had happened for 3 hours, maybe we would have made great progress in the game, but instead it only happened for 1 out of 3 hours, and they wasted my time 2/3 of this stream.
So, I'm not really... I'm not a Final Fantasy player. I may have played one of them years ago, 7, I think. It was one of the remakes. and that was because someone lent me the game. It's just not my thing. I know a lot of people like the game, which is cool, and I hear nothing but great things about the game. It's just really not for me. But Phil's complaint that Final 16, like they messed up this game, that they went off their rails. It's like, I think he says something like they forgot what they were intending. Isn't, from what I hear and read, isn't Final Fantasy 16 very similar to like 13? And I know he played that, so what's the gripe? What's the problem? I don't understand. He knows what these games are, so why is he complaining about it? And I checked out his Final Fantasy gameplay, and that's all he does. He just bitches and complains. And I posted a video like, it's like owning a store, right? It's like owning a store and complaining that everything in the store that you have is shit and crap, but then expect people to come out and buy your shit and your crap. It makes no sense. So I understand criticizing a game, that's fine, but trashing it, is something else. And that's what Phil does. And of course, like always, it's always due in part to how he does in support. If he's not pulling in any support for those streams, they're trash. Look at Zelda, look at Diablo, and look at Final Fantasy. Diablo's only been held up because 1 or 2 dents have come out and dropped a $50 dono for those streams, and that's it. Zelda hasn't brought in any support in God knows how long, and Final Fantasy 16 has 0 support as well. So you always notice a trend here with Phil. Phil seems to dislike games that bring in no support whatsoever, and then the games that do bring in support, for example, Elden Ring, StreetFighter, they're awesome, they're great. He still finds stuff to crap on, he still finds things to nitpick and crap on the game, but he doesn't do it to the extent like he's currently doing now with Zelda.
And sadly, that's how this game has felt up to now. I'm over 15 hours into Final Fantasy 16, and it feels like I just finished the intro, and I should have only played 5 hours to get where I am. They wasted 2/3 of my time. Because I did the marathon, the special summer marathon this week, it held up my ability to play Final Fantasy 16. I played it less than anything else. And quite frankly, I don't think there's much interest for the game. If you look at the streams, barely 250 people show up. When I play it, everyone's in the same mindset of me. We're bored of these fucking cutscenes and the game dragging on and taking so long to get to interesting stuff. It seems like they kind of forgot what they were doing with Final Fantasy. Like, it's never been like this in a Final Fantasy game before. Even Final Fantasy 13. Yes, it was on rails for the first 20 to 25 hours, but once you got through that and the game opened up to the open world, it was fun. And those 20 to 25 hours had constant plot developments and on-rails action. It wasn't 2 hours of boring cutscenes that have nothing to do with anything. I don't need to know about the townspeople who are hungry and need a bowl of gruel. I don't need to know about the girl who lost her fucking comb and I have to go find it in a field. No, I want to play an interesting game. I don't want to waste my time with this horse shit. And they seem to have padded this game with horse shit. So, admittedly, out of all the games I'm playing right now, Final Fantasy 16 isn't interesting me the least. I want to play more of the other games. I would much rather play more Street Fighter 6 right now.
Phil, you call it horseshit, but being that your name is Philip, which if you look at the meaning, it actually means lover of horses, and you are a horse aficionado, I would think that you would love horseshit since you're surrounded with it on your on your daily, in your life, in your household, and and soulmate.
Now, which is why we played so little of it. All right. Now, the one other thing was the big summer marathon. It went down really well. Everyone enjoyed it. It was a great time. We have a big schedule update right here on the channel. It's the featured video, over 1,700 views and climbing. People are watching to know what I'm going to be doing during the fall. I hope you'll give it a look. It's a really fun, informative video, and I drank a little bit during it. So give it a look. It was pretty fun. Outside of that, there's some food vlogs, as well as a fun tier maker ranking American cuisine over on DSP Reacts, the sister React channel. You might enjoy that kind of stuff. And I already mentioned the Street Fighter 6 gameplay. So, good stuff this week. What's coming up next week, since tomorrow is my day off and I will not be here? If you so choose, if you could watch some of my videos, that would be amazing. If you want to leave comments on them, like the videos, that would really help for engagement. And if you would perhaps consider contributing to the channel, maybe becoming a member or a tip, or a super thanks on a video when I'm not here, that would also be nice of you, and I appreciate that. When I come back on Friday, it's Street Fighter Friday. First and foremost, priority one, I'm playing with Blanca on that first dang stream. I want to level up my Blanca further. I'm not going to do that if I don't play with him. So Friday's main stream is Blanca, 3 hours of Blanca or more on that first stream, and it'll be all ranked gameplay in Diamond level. Hopefully I can hold my own and even level up my Blanca even further into Diamond. That would be amazing if I could. We'll see how that goes. I will, again, watch more tech videos and try to learn. I actually had some new tech for today playing with him, and then I didn't play with him. I'm like, I hope I don't forget that tech, you know, for Friday. I'll have to watch the videos again. So,
is anyone annoyed when he keeps saying the word tech? I'm assuming he's talking, it's an acronym, or it's short for technique. Why does he just say technique? He sounds like a moron when he says tech. It's like the idiots that call appetizer apps. Oh yeah, apps. Just call it appetizer. You're not saving yourself any time, any extra letters, Phil. Just say technique. It's okay, Phil. You don't need to seem hip or cool. Everyone knows you're a 41-year-old geriatric going on 60.
Friday's mainstream is Blanca. Friday night, I don't know. Could be more Blanca. Maybe I'll switch to Lily. Maybe I'll switch to Marisa. I'm undecided, but it'll be fun. And basically, I'm not going to be playing with a new character on Friday. Instead, I'm going to split the stream between 2 different characters I've already used and try to advance with them. Okay? Saturday, then, will be the React show, DSP versus the Internet, the clip show over on DSP Reacts. And Saturday night will be the likely conclusion of Diablo 4. Sunday, mainstream will be Final Fantasy 16, and there is no late stream on Sunday night because I need time to sit down and film the private React videos for patrons. I believe I have 3 of them I need to do this month. So I will film those and release them to the appropriate parties that night, but no late stream on Sunday because of that. Monday will be Street Fighter 6 and...
You're not fooling anyone, Phil. Everyone knows that Slayer he probably is having you react to more K-pop stuff. It just seems like he's the only one every month that seems to drop, $150 to get you to react to horrible videos. I mean, I understand why you're doing it. I mean, you're making $150 for maybe 20 or 30 minutes of work, which is fine. But I love how you, of course, beg the stream before. Trying to claim that this is only your one stream today, and you need to kind of make up for the lost revenue from that night, without mentioning that you made $150 for looking at reacting to 3 videos, which is mind-boggling. Slayer, you need a girlfriend, man. You really do.
Zelda Endgame. Tuesday will be Final Fantasy 16, and if we've already beaten Diablo, then we'll do something new on Tuesday night. And there's so many options, including the World Tour mode of Street Fighter 6.
I'm sorry. I just can't. I can't anymore with this, Phil. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.